Okay, Annesha is here. She'll be joining us to talk about the 3 changes that she would like to see in cricket. The stage is yours.
The first change that I'd like to suggest is restricting the width of the cricket bat. The second one would be making it mandatory for all cricketers at the professional, recreational or the amateur level of all age groups to wear helmets while on field, especially the batsmen and the fielders standing close, as well as the wicketkeeper standing up, irrespective of what type of bowling they are facing. The third one is a change in the non-existence of a rule with regards to live coverage of women's games.
Okay, so shall we go 3, 2, 1? Let's talk about women's cricket first of all. Do you think that the women's game isn't being given the importance it deserves? That's why you would like to see more live coverage?
Well, the ICC, which is the global governing body of cricket, has been doing tremendously well to boost and bolster the cause of women's cricket in recent times. You know, only yesterday the announcement was made concerning them receiving the same daily allowance at the 2017 ODI World Cup as their male counterparts, as well as them flying business class, which wasn't the case during the T20 World Cup that was held here in India. But if we are to expect to bring in more crowds at these stadiums, you have to introduce or let the average cricket lover in India or anywhere else in the world, you have to give them the opportunity to acquaint themselves with the likes of someone who can play a flamboyant cover drive like Smriti Mandhana or a Bisma Maroof from Pakistan, or give them to know how fantastic and amazing leg breaks the left armour in Ekta Bisht can bowl, or let's say how gravity-defying diving catches can be pulled off by a certain Brittany Cooper or a White Fern in Katie Perkins. So unless you familiarize the cricket fan with these figures in women's cricket, how can you expect them to come and fill the crowds?
Let's talk about the other change. You are saying it is important, it should be mandatory to wear helmets at any point in the game against any kind of bowling.
Absolutely.
So that means that when we saw MS Dhoni batting against the spinners like the other night in Kotla, just last night, you would not like to see that happen?
Absolutely not. I guess role models do have a huge role to play in terms of ensuring safety. I mean, cricket is a beautiful game, okay? Cricket as a brand, as an industry, as a thing of love and beauty, it does, it does have a lot of responsibility to the ones who play it. So in terms of expecting more responsible moves on the part of role models like an MS Dhoni or anybody else, it often happens that whenever you're playing a spinner, you tend to take off your helmet. But what happens? I mean, why would you just think that it's the odd bouncer that could cause some sort of an injury in your head or neck?
Yes.
What about a back of a length ball that bounces in an awkward manner off the turf and hits you somewhere in your throat? Right? So you have to have certain rules in place with regards to helmets.
But Annesha, accidents can happen at any point in the game.
Absolutely.
You come from Kolkata, you know the famous Ankit Keshri case,
right,
where the boy was fielding in the outfield and he had an unfortunate accident. So do you think that sometimes you can't control a situation in a sports contest and these kind of things can happen? So why must we have, if a batsman is comfortable without batting with a helmet, or a keeper doesn't want to have a helmet on while he's keeping to the spinners, why should they be made to do it?
Because that is how you cut the probability of accidents. You cannot totally eliminate it out of the game, but you can certainly lessen it. For instance, earlier in December 2015, in an inter-university women's women's final between Mumbai and Karnataka, Humaira Kazi, 20-year-old batswoman from Mumbai University, she got hit in her head, not by the bowler who was bowling the delivery, but due to a stray throw from the fielder at square leg to the wicketkeeper while she was taking guard, looking at the umpire. It so happened that she wasn't wearing a helmet because she was playing against a spinner. So freak accidents, as we like to call it, are not so freak after all. You know, what if she had a helmet on? But at the same time, you do have incidents of Varun Aaron breaking Stuart Broad's nose with a bouncer, or Craig Kieswetter having to retire because of the injury he received on his eye. But it's all about eliminating the chances as much as we can.
Okay, and let's talk about the one other thing that you suggested, which is restricting the width of the cricket bat.
Right.
That I am assuming it is because you think that the bats have made the game skewed in favor of batting, yeah?
Absolutely. There's very little that bowlers have left to fight for, to be very honest, given the power play rules and everything else. The MCC mandates that the length of the bat should be 38 inches, not more than that. And the width of the bat should be 4.25 inches, not more than that as well. But what about the depth? There's no rule whatsoever in place which orders that this is the limit that you should stick to. You know, a certain David Warner wields a bat which has an edge of 50 millimeters. I mean, that's so much meat to the sweet spot, right? So even if you play even if you lightly jab at it, the ball is expected to go, you know, quite a mile. So yes, just to bring back a bit of balance, just to give the bowler something to fight for.
Good points, Annesha. Let's
Thanks
see
so
how
much.
many of these are implemented, but you have made a good case for each of them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.